Hi, I'm Gayla Scrivener, ex-corporate girl and now work-from-anywhere adventure seeker. Creating a work-from-anywhere lifestyle isn't without its challenges, but those challenges certainly don't overshadow all the many benefits. What breaks my heart is seeing folks stuck and unhappy in a career and lifestyle when they want more out of life. I believe that we all have the opportunity to create the life of our dreams and earn a living in fun and creative ways to make our dream lifestyle a reality. You too can experience wonderful adventure and freedom as you live life on your own terms. In this weekly podcast, I share experiences when it comes to growing a lifestyle business through guest interviews, content marketing experience and perspectives, virtual leadership lessons, and I'll even throw in some travel adventures. My hope is through all the interviews, the tips, advice, and personal experience, you'll be inspired and motivated to keep going and creating your dream lifestyle. Life's an adventure. There's no time but the present to live life to the fullest. Hi there, and welcome to the show. Now, in keeping with last week's theme of plans are always achieved to the degree in which they are implemented, let's talk about the tipping point in which you would take action. But first, if you're looking for ideas of what kind of career that you can craft for yourself and be able to work from practically anywhere, well, download my worksheet of 20 work-from-anywhere job ideas and get your mind buzzing. Get that creative juices going to see what is possible. Download it by going to gaylascrivener.com/job list. And the link is right there in the show notes. So something has to be a tipping point for us to take action, right? Something has to be the straw that broke the camel's back to make change, to take action. I'm sure you can look back on your life at very specific events that triggered action. I know I do. For many folks, a health scare triggers healthier eating habits. Life events like a divorce or losing a house or losing a job, losing a family member, all of those may be a wake-up call to make some changes in your life. You know what? I just realized that I just listed terrible things that would invoke action on our part. And it's true that most of the time, unhappiness leads to us taking some sort of action, but good things too that happen that may cause us to wake up out of a fog and implement a plan that causes us to wake up out of our fog and implement a plan that's been stirring in our minds for years. Happy events like maybe having children or challenging job offer happens. It's a great thing and you are challenged to step up to the plate. I'm sure you can look back on your life right now and just reflect a little bit and pick out some significant events that changed the trajectory of your life. That very moment made you think differently. It woke you up out of a fog. It made you take action. But do we really have to wait until something bad happens to us to take action? Do we have to have that camel's back broken before we move forward? Isn't it possible that we believe that there's something that we want to achieve, create a different lifestyle, maybe get out of debt, be happier in our career, travel, be happy in our personal life, but we can make those changes before it gets to a breaking point of taking action? Do you think that's possible? Can't little actions taken each and every day get us closer to our dreams? That's what really happens, but significant change usually has a tipping point. I think little jolts or big jolts in our lives will help fuel the fire of change. So for me, there are two major events that forever changed what I thought was possible for my life. Now, there's other things that happen, but I'm going to share these two things today. First, in 2003, I remember like it was yesterday, but I remember it was that instant that I picked up the telephone in the middle of the night. It was when I learned of events that would end my 13-year marriage. I was numb all over, but I was determined that I was going to walk the high road through this divorce, no matter how hurt my feelings were or how angry I was. It was a very difficult time for all of us, not just me. It was difficult for my ex-husband. I know that. And it was really difficult for our daughter and even our parents. It was hard on them too. It was just hard on everyone. And we were all hurting. During this time of hurt, I had this wild hair idea that I could change careers and become an IT professional. That's what I wanted to do. I was in the medical field. I started out in a billing office. I've been doing medical billing for many years. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and spend the money, even though I didn't have it, to take courses to become A+ and Security Plus, and I think Network Plus certified. I did the work. I did the courses. I passed the certifications. I had those pieces of paper right in my hand. Great. But you know what? I never made the move to change careers. Well, not at that time. But even though I did not take action in the career change, I took action in helping me learn who I was. What those courses and that certification did for me, it helped me gain the confidence during this very difficult time to explore the possibilities of my capabilities. It gave me options. It also gave me insight about myself. And I found out very significantly, and I'm kind of glad that I found out that investment of the classes and the certification, I found out that I don't actually like tearing apart, fixing, or networking computers. No, I really don't like it. Now, can I do it? Well, it's been over 15 years since I received those certifications, and I know I've forgotten quite a bit. But I do know enough to be dangerous. I have that basic skill, but I'm not in very good practice. I leave that type of stuff up to more experienced folks that know what they're doing on that respect, and they like it. And what I found out during that time was that I love relationship databases. Yeah, relationship databases. I found that out through my job at the time that I kept because my duties had changed a little bit. There were some great opportunities through that job. The event that moved me to divorce my husband of 13 years caused me to take action quickly and moved me to explore my likes and dislikes both personally and professionally. I discovered myself and who I wanted to become. And that was very significant. That was a part of my journey of knowing that there is more out there that I'm capable of than what I was doing in the medical field, what I started doing. So event number 2. Fast forward to 2010. Robert and I just got married. My daughter was in her last years of high school and looking ahead for college years. So Robert and I were going to be empty nesters. The 3 of us were in Florida. We're from Missouri, but we went to Florida. We had migrated there because I had taken a job offer just 2 years prior. We uprooted ourselves from Missouri to go to Florida. The day that I was told that that company that I was working for down in Florida would close, that was another significant event. Now, I was asked to stay, so when I was told that the company was closing, I still had some buffer time because I was asked to stay and do what it took to wind down operations and help get all the assets transitioned. And that was another difficult time doing all this hard stuff, dealing with things that I never imagined that I'd have to deal with. And it was really difficult with letting people go and and having them transition out of jobs. It was just hard. And this made me realize that after 20 years in the medical operations field, I was burnt out. Every day that I went in there, I just hated anything that had to do with medical billing and the insurances and the red tape and all of this stuff, all this other, I love the people, I love the patients, I love the doctors, but it was other stuff that I just was so burnt out on. But I didn't know how to do anything else, or at least that's what I thought. For a few months after learning the news of the company's closing as I was winding down, I got this big lump in the pit of my stomach of this dread. And it was not the dread of having to close things down, because that was just difficult and hard to do. But I knew it was inevitable that I'd have to dust off my resume and look for another medical operations job. Ugh. And I felt like that type of job was just going to suck the life out of me. I was so burnt out. Oh, that dread. Oh, the dread. Medical operations. That's all I knew. That's the career I chose way back when I was 19. And it's just easier to stay in a career that I already knew than do something else, right? I mean, I needed that quote-unquote security, but you know what? I was losing my job. There's no security in working for someone else. For a period of time, I was stuck in this dread and limbo area that I was just destined to stay in a career that I had chosen so many years ago and just suck it up and just stay there until I was going to retire. I didn't know what I didn't know, right? I didn't know that something, that I could do something else. And then I remember this. During this time, I had a conversation with Robert. And one day I half-heartedly joked, and wouldn't it be cool if we just sell everything and live in an RV and just travel anywhere we wanted? Well, let me tell you, that little sentence, that was the tipping point for Robert. I had no idea. He was raring to go. He was ready for adventure. Me, I was just making a little jokingly remark. But in a flash, he was surfing the web for our next home, and this time it would be on wheels. And we were going to live and work from anywhere. We were determined. As we were shopping for that RV and we were making plans on downsizing, that started opening up my mind. It's like, oh, I think we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. But what? What kind of career can I craft for myself that all I need is internet and a phone and we can work from anywhere? So that was the tipping point for me to make the decision of, once the last day of that company job arrived, I would not seek another job. No, I was not going to dust off my resume. I was in for working to create a work from anywhere lifestyle. I didn't know what I'd really do or exactly how, but we were going to make it happen. I was determined. It was sink or swim. Now, more on figuring out, getting started, and designing our lifestyle in later episodes. There's always tipping points, right? There's tipping point events in our lives that change our mindset. Sometimes it's just like a flash, and it causes us to take action for something better. Now, sometimes I wonder if Robert and I would still be in Florida and I would be still working in the medical field if that company didn't close. I kind of shudder at that feeling. It's like, oh my gosh, it's been so long ago. Now, would there have been a different trigger that would have caused me to make the choice of leaving the corporate world? I don't know. Or would I have been just staying there and being burnt out and miserable because that was the only career I knew. It's kind of scary to think about. Or would I have taken the leap and create the lifestyle that I truly wanted? I don't know. It's tough to say. Sometimes we need that little push over the edge, and knowing that I was not going to have a job to go back to, I chose my path. And there's no way of knowing, but I am glad I made the choice to take this great adventure of creating a work from anywhere lifestyle. And it is an adventure. Life's an adventure. Also, life's an experiment worth having to take chances on. For all the hard work, I'm telling you, it's worth it. For you, what have been your tipping points? I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a note at podcast@gaylascrivener.com. Are you on the verge of wanting change, real change in your life, but resolving that you're stuck in a career that you're unhappy in? You really don't have to wait until you're pushed to take the leap of change. You can take action. You can take action now. You can take little steps toward that direction. Now, I do hope you found this episode helpful. I like to hear stories of others' journeys because it helps me see that I'm not the only one that struggles. I'm not the only one that didn't have it all figured out at first. And I like to hear how others made it through and their perspective. And hopefully, my sharing a few personal events gives you perspective and courage to keep going on your journey, the journey of the life that you really want. Now, if you're ready to take the leap to doing your own thing, but need to explore what you want to do, again, download my list of 20 work from anywhere job ideas. Maybe that will get your brain churning on some different ideas of what you can do, different directions, and open up the possibilities for yourself. Download it by going to gaylascrivener.com/job list. Now, thanks for joining me today. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast player. And if you're feeling extra generous, your comments in the form of a review would be most appreciated. Well, until next time, have a fantastic week.